welcome back to How to Make Comics. I'm sorry that I've been slacking a lot. I know I wanted to make more videos and upload them according to a schedule, but yeah, I'm just a huge slacker and bad at just organizing and planning making YouTube videos. I haven't been doing nothing. I've been searching for work and got some work as well. So yeah, that's good. I've got my first book published. Well, book that I helped illustrate. A children's book for refugees. That's really fun. But further, yeah, I'm really sorry that I didn't upload as much. This is, I thought this was going to be the final part of How to Make Comics, but after editing the video, there is a sixth part as well, which will be uploaded a bit later than part 5, because I also wanted to show you how to color things. So I will cut this off and you will hear my voice during the drawing. Enjoy and watch like everything else. First, you start with making the sketch to start up what kind of paneling and kind of environment you want. Because this is the more advanced comic, you can use any kind of frame you want. I had a already unused frame ready, so this isn't sketched or made to do that plan. So this is a bit of an exception, but this is how you can make it. I did the blue on the paper itself, but I will give you some advice. The best way to actually make the panel or page is to sketch the panel or the scene you want to be made in just pencil, circle pencil, and have a light table or a way to scan the drawing, and then see if there are any mistakes. You can see if there are any mistakes in the drawing if you mirror it. I will show that later as well, but when you mirror, you can see if a face or a body or a scene is being so-called pulled. That means that some measurements aren't natural and look weird and off. You can edit them easily when you make them in circle pencil and make some adjustments either digital or by hand. And then you can use the light table or just maybe a window or something else to make it the correct kind of drawing on the paper itself. This is in the way you can do what I do right now in this video. If you don't have those materials, because those materials are very expensive, as you can understand, you can't really get a light table under maybe the 200 euros. If you're lucky, maybe you can find a cheap one, but it's highly unlikely for a normal person to afford that. So disregard. As you can see, I make a rough sketch first in the blue, then I go over it with more precision to make more of the body and the environment or the emotion known. Now starting with the inking, I wanted to say one last thing about pencil use. You also have people who still draw on the grey pencil before inking, so you have to erase those lines. If you look at the right upper corner of this video, you see a feather. This isn't without reason. The feather I put there because you can use that to erase the eraser stuff that's left after you erased something on the page. With this I use an ink remover, but if you work with grey pencil, it's very much recommended that you yeah, get that better. You can either find it on the street, or as I had, on the balcony of my apartment, and then wash it off with a bit of water. I have a seagull feather. That's pretty nice because those feathers reject water a lot and dry easily. So that's one piece of advice. The other thing is red pencils. If you have a blue pencil but don't have a red pencil yet, like I do, which means I don't have a red pencil either, the advantage of having a red pencil as well is that you can sketch more detailed lines. And if you're not as lazy as me, who just draws very rough sketches and just inks them definitely immediately after, it's very much recommended you also buy or get a red pencil so you can see more clearly your own lines and what you meant. Because I sometimes also have that I'm like, what did I mean with this line and why don't I take more time with sketching? But that's just the way it is. When I am with a colleague who has a lighting table, I sketch more detail with a grey pencil, but since I'm home I can't do that, so I do it this way. Further, the inking materials I use are East Indian ink, and this is a small pen, but you can also use a big pen or a brush. And the brush is also called a pencil in Dutch, or pencil. There are two things you have to look out for when you want to buy a brush. One is that if you use East Indian ink like I do, this damages materials more often and quicker than other kinds of materials you can use, like water-based ink, because that's easier to remove with water, and this is water-resistant ink, so that's not so easily removed with water. Watch out for synthetic brushes. Those can handle the water-resistant ink better than the animal head-based brushes, because the animal-based brushes react in a peculiar way when you use the water-resistant ink. They quickly split their hairs. This means that you have the danger that if you want to have a very precise line of ink over your definitive drawing, some other line says, no, I won't go that way, I just go this other way, and you're left with some ink mess because the brush doesn't react to the ink the way you want it to. Normally the animal-based brushes maybe can be used twice a page, but not much. After you clean it, you're pretty much already screwed. And when you have a synthetic brush, and of course all the materials you need to handle with care, you are just able to clean it very gently and still use it for a couple of pages more, at least a double you can with the animal hair. And the brushes I have, which I use for practice right now for more patience and better use of lines and ink work, I've already been using for 4 wash times right now, and of course the quality of the pencil or the brush will deteriorate somewhat each time you wash it, but till now I'm still able to make very fine lines. Further, later on the road, I'm now doing the letters. I won't make them black with the pen I'm using. If I use the brush, I make them black with the brush, but since I'm using pen right now, I just felt like using a marker later on to make it black. It's not a shame or whatever to use fine liners or pens or markers or whatever. I'm just a bit of old-fashioned. I like the old-fashioned way of using ink most of the times, but for making frames or making those onomatopoeia, that means the screech lines, the aat and the whoa and the smack and the boom, I just like to use the markers more often. So you inked everything on the page, of course it matters you scan it in. I will explain this later in part 6, but here you see the end result. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time with part 6, the really final part of this How to Make Comic series. I hope you learned a lot from it and enjoy it, and hopefully until the next video.